they're gonna look something like this. Yeah, it's gonna look pretty good. Okay guys, next day here. Today I kind of have a game plan just to put on some of the smaller accessories, like I have some levers, some handle grips, and redo the handlebars and things like that. So we'll get to the bigger stuff, the air ride and the swing arm extension and all that later. For now, I just kind of want to get some smaller stuff done. Maybe that'll motivate me to keep the project going if I see a little bit of progress. So that brings us to the accessories we've got laying here today. We've got some new levers, some nice Roland Sands levers, a new Velocity Stack air cleaner, some nice grips and pegs, and these are actually risers for the handlebars. It's a different style riser that's on there right now. As you can see, the problem with the current risers is they actually come up and back a little bit, and they've got these nice drag bars on there, which I plan to keep the drag bars and try to reuse them. You can see how it might not be the right size, so maybe I'll keep them, maybe I won't. I had to put a little electrical tape in there. This is back when my buddy owned the bike. We had to kind of thicken it up just so they wouldn't move. Not the safest thing to have, so we're gonna see what happens. But anyway, when you move the handlebars, it's strapped down now, but when you move the handlebars, the turn signals actually hit the tank here and over here more specifically, and it's kind of dinging up the tank, so we definitely don't want that after we get this thing nice and painted. So the new risers should put these handlebars back and a little bit farther forward, so that should make it to where everything clears and we won't have any problems hitting the tank with the fresh paint. So again, here's the accessories. Now, the whole goal of this project is to keep this build under $6,000 for everything. Now, to achieve that, we have to save a little bit where we can and spend a little bit where we can. I'm not gonna sacrifice safety for price. That's just not gonna happen. If I go over the budget, then I go over the budget. However, I was able to get some pretty good deals on these nice contrast cut bars and levers and stuff, and the air filter here, the little Velocity Stack air filter, and the exhaust that's in this box. Believe it or not, it's right here in this box. It'll be a nice little drag exhaust that kind of dumps out and stops right about here, and then same thing comes, and I think it goes down and across like this and down. Also, these are the two packages that we're going to use for the front end conversion, the wide glide front end conversion, and the raked fork set, and these are both machined and made in the USA, both these parts, but we'll get to that a little bit later. All right, well, I knew this was going to happen eventually. I just didn't know it was going to happen on the very first part I tried to put on. So I thought this was a nice air cleaner. It's actually a Roland Sands, which I thought was a pretty good company, but I don't know, maybe it's not. But anyway, I had to manipulate some of these bolts to get on here a little bit better. But it's on. It looks good. I think it turned out really nice. Now all this, I think I'm gonna black all this out. I think I'm not 100% sure, but it's on to the exhaust. All right, well, we didn't make it that far with the rest of this either. So I got this back exhaust pipe off, and here's it's just a little slip-on Reinhardt deal. But I think it's a full-length exhaust. Now, the issue is the new exhaust that I got does not come with the flange and the gasket. Excuse me, it doesn't come with the flange. The bolts to the little studs right here. So I knew that coming into it, but my hopes were I was going to be able to reuse the flange off the old exhaust, but I can't because it's a solid piece and the O2 sensor's in the way, which these O2 sensors were unplugged, which is kind of weird. I got to look into that. They have like a, let me show you. Like, this is where they would plug in, but they have some sort of cap on there. I'm not sure if they weren't used on this particular model, but that's both of them. That's from the front, and it was just kind of hanging out, and this was plugged off. So I don't know if this is some sort of module, if this thing's been tuned before. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, if you've run into this before. Well, I never claimed to be the smartest guy on the planet, so yeah, a lot of you guys at home are probably screaming at me right now. But you can reuse these flanges. I just was not thinking correctly and didn't realize you could take this little retainer out and then slide the flange off. So now we can put the exhaust on. We're gonna stop it there for tonight. I just want to get these kind of up here and see how they looked, and they're gonna look something like this. Yeah, it's gonna look pretty good. I've done this a few times before, and I realized that if you don't use blue tape, you're gonna mess them up somehow. So, well, that's just for security. They look pretty good. So if you're not familiar with these pipes, they're the cheap ones on eBay. They really are. They're budget pipes, but I don't expect this black to last a whole long time. If anything, they're gonna probably, I don't know, they'll probably pit off, or I don't know, something. But they'll be fine for now. And I can always change the exhaust later if I don't like them. I'm not totally in love with it, but for the price, it'll work for now. Hey guys, welcome back. Day 2, I think, might be day 3 of the $6,000 Sportster build. Made some discoveries last night after I turned the cameras off. I did some research and came back out and pulled a few parts off, and you'll see what I discovered today. Okay, so discovery time. This is what I was able to figure out. The O2 sensors that were not plugged into anything had these little plugs in here. And believe it or not, I actually found this out before I researched them. These are actually O2 sensor eliminators, and the reason for that is because of this. Get out there. We actually already have a dyno jet, a Power Commander 3 installed on this thing, which is awesome news. This is a $300 unit that I was expecting on having to get, especially with the new air cleaner and the new exhaust that we're going to run. I was expecting to have to buy one of these, but I don't have to. It's funny because I've owned this bike for about 5 years, and my buddy had it for a while, and I bought it back from him. But collectively, we've owned this bike for I think 5 or 6 years or something like that now, and I never knew that Power Commander was on here. Interesting. This is what I planned on running on it. This is actually a Screaming Eagle tuner kit that I was given a while back from a guy that he got it from somebody, yada yada yada, and I wasn't expecting it to be a good tuner, and I was right. I actually bought this data cable, this little tuner cable for the Harley, and hooked it up, and the tuner was actually already registered to another Harley, which we all know you can't register to more than one Harley, but it doesn't matter because we've got the dyno jet, and that's what's important. We can take it to the dyno, we can take it and just kind of tune it ourselves and get the air fuel ratios right, and yeah. So here we go. Let's get to work today and see what it takes to get these handlebars back to where they're supposed to be. Right, another small little issue here, but not a big deal. So these are the old risers here. I'm pretty sure that these are for 1-inch bars. I don't know if you can really tell by looking at it, but these are 3/4 inch bars. Oh, I'm sorry, these are 1-inch bars, and these are for like 1 7/8", I believe, or 1 1.25". I don't know, the bigger size bars. And these have been put on at one point. So you see what we had to do. We had to put some tape around there to kind of get it to hold. It's kind of, you know, rigged, but it worked just for now. But these are the new risers, and they're going to fit on there much better. However, these old risers have a threaded insert built into them for the Allen bolt to bolt down into it, and these do not. They have a little place for a hex bolt or a hex nut to go in there. So I'm gonna have to get some hex nuts, so we're gonna put this on pause. But it's kind of a good thing anyway, because you know I'm gonna be redoing this whole front end. These triple trees are gonna be all new and all that, so there's kind of really no point in putting everything back on, so we will focus our attention elsewhere for right now. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for the day. Ran into a few more parts issues that I need to kind of square away and get some new bolts and stuff, and get some nuts for the risers there to get that figured out. But what we did do was we actually pulled off a lot of the covers and stuff. I actually spoke with the guy about doing some powder coating on these. I think a nice gloss black would look good, kind of match this new air cleaner, which that'll probably have to come back off too, who knows. I'm gonna work on getting these turn signals and stuff off. Got the headlight undone just to kind of get it out of the way for now. But yeah, we gotta pull the tank, pull everything off, and get all that stuff sent to the paint guy. But yeah, we made a little bit of progress, not too much, but I think I was kind of jumping the gun when I wanted to do the levers and everything. Kind of need to do the front end first. It's more important. It's about to storm pretty good outside, so. Thanks for watching, guys. Go ahead and subscribe to me if you haven't done so already. You can kind of keep up with this build. Give this video a like if you want to, and subscribing is absolutely free to do. It helps me out a lot, kind of gets my channel out there, and gets more people like you who are interested in this kind of stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Well, I would certainly say we accomplished something today.